Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be talking about Week 28 Premier League predictions, and I'm going to be giving my verdict on who I think will win this weekend. And I can't lie, last week we just had a fantastic game of results, man. Literally, West Ham beat Leeds, we had Chelsea beating both Merseyside clubs, we had Leicester winning their first game in 3 games, we even had Man United beating Man City, the team top of the league comfortably. The top 4 race is hotting up, and let's hope we have another good game of fixtures this weekend, man. But before I go into this video, you know what I'm going to say. Make sure you guys like, comment, and hit that big subscribe button right there. And make sure you give me your own predictions this weekend on who you think will win in this Premier League set of fixtures. So the first game I'm going to be talking about, it's a no-brainer. It's the game of the weekend. It's the NorthLondonDerby. And unlike other derbies, man, like Northwest England derbies with Liverpool versus Man United, or even Liverpool v Everton, or Man United v Man City at some points, they're not very exciting to watch. But when we see Arsenal v Tottenham, expect thrillers. We had 5-2s, we had 2-0s. We've had so many great games between these two clubs. Even Mourinho, who's classed as a boring manager, even he starts to play attacking football in terms of the game. But this game is going to be very exciting, and I can't lie, the only way I see Arsenal winning this game is if they live up to the derby expectation, flying into tackles, showing their passion, being aggressive, going on the front foot, and actually showing that they want this victory more than Tottenham Hotspur. Because we saw earlier in the season, if this game is relying on tactics, Tottenham are going to win. This is because Spurs have been in a great run of form. They just beat Crystal Palace, showing that Gareth Bale actually has some left in the tank, scoring 2 goals, with Harry Kane scoring 2 goals and getting 2 assists for Bale. Tottenham have won 3 or 4 on the bounce right now. And who would have thought this when people slightly were calling for Mourinho's name, saying that maybe his football is outdated and maybe Spurs will not be able to win a trophy under this manager. I don't think Arsenal have enough, although Aubameyang showing that he's getting back into form, scoring that great goal against Burnley, showing that he can still cut in, he still has the pace, he still can deceive defenders and get that goal in the near post. But other than that, Saka just had his first bad game for Arsenal. Let's see how he reacts in the North London derby. But like I said, I don't see Arsenal winning this game. History is sure to repeat itself because we know Mourinho always gets his way when he versus Arsenal. He knows that he's mentally tougher than Arsenal Football Club, who have a weak mentality when it comes to playing against Mourinho. It doesn't matter if it's Costa and Hazard breaking on the counter-attack, or if it's Harry Kane and so on, which we saw at the beginning of this season where they won 2-0. Mourinho's just going to outsmart, out-tactic Arsenal, playing counter-attacking football, soaking up all that pressure, that when it comes on the break, although Arsenal have been defending good, they're going to be open. Because A, Arsenal have a Europa League match against Olympiacos that they must win. Other than that, their season's going to be over. So they're not going to be really focused against this game against Tottenham. Plus, they're home. They're going to have the wholeness and the responsibility to play on their front foot. And that's going to play right into Mourinho's hands when Tottenham set up on their counter-attack. Arsenal are going to be playing checkers, whilst Mourinho's playing chess, and he's going to be able to chessmate Arsenal in this game and be able to win this game comfortably, I believe. And because of this, I just don't see them winning. And even their defenders, man, we know they're going to make mistakes. They've been defending well, second best defense in the league. But let's be honest, David Luiz, you're going to rely on these sort of defenders? No, you're not, man. So I'm going to be predicting a 2-1 victory. So the second game I'm going to be talking about is Man United versus West Ham. And let me just start with Man United, man. You Man United fans must be so frustrated, so angry, because you can't be excited what you're seeing week in, week out. Because one day against Crystal Palace, you're drawing 0-0. You can't even get a goal. You're versing 10th side Arsenal, can't even get a goal. It ends 0-0. Even Chelsea, where you should have won the game, you're drawing 0-0. But then out of nowhere, in the first 30 seconds of the game, you literally take the game to Man City and win a penalty against Man City, who have been on a 21-game win streak. Why can't your team literally perform like this week in, week out? Why can't they show that passion, desire week in, week out? And I said this in my other video previously, Man United only like playing in moments. It's sad and it's frustrating, and Martial literally epitomizes Man United's mindset. 1 minute he shows he's disinterested. He doesn't even think he belongs on the pitch. He's thinking, raw, I'm not playing against Crystal Palace. I'm not going to play serious against these guys. And then next game against Man City, he will show that he's the complete centre forward in terms of his hold-up play, the way he's actually trying and showing that he's actually a very capable striker, considering that he's got 17 Premier League goals last season. But Man United may just be hitting their stride right now, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case because A, they're at home, and we know that their away record has been way better, like 20 plus games undefeated away from home. Absolutely extraordinary. But at Old Trafford, it's not the fortress like it was at Alex Ferguson, man. Those days are over, man. And like I said against West Brom, like I said against Crystal Palace, like I said against Arsenal, Man United are missing Pogba because he literally releases the responsibility and the wholeness of Bruno Fernandes, who, if he doesn't create, who's going to create chances? Because we know Fred and McTominay, that's not their game. So who's going to relieve Bruno Fernandes of all this stress and responsibility in the final third? I don't see this happening. And Man United are versing a very tough West Ham side who are in very good form this season, literally striding for the top 4 race and letting you guys know that they're not that far behind you. They're like 4 or 5 points behind you, and if they get a win, you never know what can happen. But Man City beat West Ham 2-1. And this was when Man City was literally in the form of their life, literally winning 21 games in a row. But even they struggled, winning 2-1. And if in all honesty, Antonio should have buried that chance at the end of the game, which would have given West Ham a draw at the Etihad. So if Man City struggled against West Ham, what hope do I give Man United, like I said, with no creative midfielders, to actually break down this West Ham side who have Moyes, who's very resilient as a manager, who knows how to keep clean sheets? I don't give Man United any. Although I'm doubting Man United, I don't think West Ham are going to be brave enough to take the game by the scruff of its neck and try win the game. So because of this, I think this game is going to end as a 1-1 game. So the next game I'm going to be predicting is Wolves versus Liverpool. And I feel like I keep repeating myself every single week about Liverpool. We have lost 6 home games in a row, considering the fact that we had 68 games undefeated at Anfield, which lasted over 3 to 4 years. And now we've lost 6 home games in a row. If you said that to Sheffield United or Fulham or West Brom or another relegation side, you're going to lose 6 games in a row in a season. You're thinking they're going to get relegated. You're not going to survive like that. And look at this. Look and behold. This exact same thing is happening to Liverpool. And the fact is, other games against Brighton, against Man United, yes, we're slowing our passing. Yes, we're not really moving the ball to the fullbacks quick enough and getting them in good spots to cross the ball in. Yes, that was the case. However, the game against Fulham, we actually got dominated, especially in the first half. We looked like the relegation side. Every time we got the ball, we were trying to put a long ball into Salah. That's what Sam Allardyce does as a manager. So I don't know why Liverpool are doing that, thinking that we're going to get any success. A relegation candidate have been able to take 4 points off of us this season. And I don't know if the players have lost the passion. I don't know if they still have champagne in their belly from last season. I don't know why we've not been performing good. But I know one thing which needs to happen. Jurgeon Klopp needs to take so much responsibility. Like I said, I'll never turn on Jurgeon Klopp because he's a world-class manager. But at the end of the day, you see it's not working. You see we keep doing the same formation. We see we keep playing the same system. And we still get the same results. Change the system up. I don't care if we play three at the back. I don't care if we play no longer a high line. I want to see some progression in terms of the way we change our playing style. Arsene Wenger did this, changing from 2 at the back to 3 at the back. Even Conte when he came in at Chelsea. Even Tuchel right now changed it to a 3 at the back. Why are we still playing the same system week in, week out when it's so predictable? And versus Wolves, who, although have not been good this season, they know how to grind out results and they know how to sit back, stay compact, defend well and hit us on a break. And if we can't literally play our fluid way of playing, which we've been doing for the last 2 or 3 years or so, how do we expect to have any hope to beat Wolves? And if we dare try to play that high line again, just say rest in peace to our centre-backs, man, because we saw Phillips, we saw Reece Williams, they did look a little bit shaky on the weekend. And we're going to be versing players like Traore, who's probably the fastest player in the league, and even Neto, who's proven that he's one of the best young talents this season. So what hope do we actually have in this game if we keep sticking to our way of playing? So at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to be that bad because I don't think Wolves are a good enough side to win this game. And we are away from home, so that's a good thing. But at the end of the day, I don't see us winning. I don't see our fortunes changing. So I think we're going to end up drawing this game 1-1. So the next game I'm going to be talking about is Leeds versus Chelsea. And stylistically, I think this has a potential to be the best game of this weekend. But let me give Tuchel his credit right now, because I gave him a question 2 weeks ago whether or not he can change Chelsea's fortunes and show that he's able to win in the big games. And lo and behold, he beat Atletico, who are top of the La Liga. He'll be able to get points off Man United. He was able to beat the champions of England, Liverpool, 1-0. He was able to beat Everton 2-0. These are very good sides, and I have to give him his credit there, because Lampard was not being able to get these results. And the most important thing I think he's done for Chelsea, he's instilled belief and confidence back into the side. Because under Frank Lampard, I was actually questioning myself, are these guys actually bad players? Are they average players? And I got caught in that mindset, and I was trapped. Because right now, they're looking like world beaters. Kovacic, Jorginho being able to control that midfield. Even Hudson-Odoi, the way he's been able to make that right wing back role his own. Even Reece James coming in, plugging in, showing that he can do well. Even Alonso coming back, even though it looked like he was outcasted by Frank Lampard, showing that he still has some left in the tank. It's absolutely extraordinary. Even Werner, he's doing everything you want a striker to do when he's not scoring. He's working hard. He's stretching the centre-backs of the opposition. However, despite all this praise I've given Chelsea, they have to be careful, because although Leeds have been up and down this season, this might be their lucky day. I know Chelsea were able to beat them in the reverse fixture, but we know how Bielsa loves to play football. We know Leeds' philosophy in pressing on the front foot, man to man. And if Jorginho and Kovacic, who do have a tendency to like to be lackadaisical on the ball and not move it fast enough, they can get pickpocketed and leave those defenders vulnerable, which may eventually lead to a goal. So Chelsea have to show respect and what I like to call appropriate fear, that if they don't play up to those levels, if they don't move the ball fast enough and beat the high press, they might be in a world of trouble against Leeds. But I don't think this is going to happen. I think they're going to be able to play out the high press. I think they're going to be able to get the balls out to the wing backs and attack those vulnerable Leeds defenders when they literally play man-to-man marking. And because of this, I think there's going to be a load of goals, and I'm going to be predicting a 3-1 victory for Chelsea. So the last game I'm going to be talking about is Leicester City versus Sheffield United. And this was a massive victory Leicester were able to achieve against Brighton, considering that they have Harvey Barnes and Maddison out injured, two of their three best players in the squad this season. Like, this is absolutely extraordinary that they were able to get this win, considering that they've been in such poor form in the last 3 to 4 games. They got knocked out of the Europa League in a tie that we expected to win. They've been dropping points against Burnley, dropping points against other sides in the league where you expected they would be able to win that game. And people are calling maybe Brendan Rodgers is the choke master. Looking at the fact that he choked away a Liverpool lead, which we were supposed to win the title in 2014. Even last season when they choked away the lead, they did choke away the lead, to be honest. And they should have finished in the Champions League spot, but they didn't. And hopefully this is a turn of events and they'll be able to get back into form, because ever since Sheffield United, who I've said on many occasions, their season's done. They're looking at the Championship next season. So I don't know if they're going to have the motivation and the passion to win this game. Maybe they will. But Leicester City, this is a prime opportunity to get your form back together so that you're going to be able to contend for the top 4 again. With an in-form Iniacho showing that if he plays up alongside Vardy, that he's able to score goals. I think Leicester City are going to be able to win this game comfortably. So I'm going to be predicting a 2-0 victory for Leicester City.